All right, welcome. We are live. Welcome to the Real Estate Talk Show by Raul Luna. And we're going to be talking today, ladies and gentlemen, basically on something very, very powerful. Is the biggest obstacle that real estate investors, face, especially when they're new. So, and it's true when they're new, but it's also very true when, they got experience. Because when they got experience, they think that they know it, but knowing and not doing is the same thing as not knowing. Okay, so it's very important. Uh, a lot of real estate investors, when they're new, not only this obstacle stops them, paralyzes them, but at the same time, it kind of makes them wonder, on how is it that they're going to be able to invest in real estate, as well as, for the ones that have experience, they they basically, I can see that they don't expand themselves or they don't grow themselves because more often than not is because they're not paying attention on how to use great leverage. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Just give me one quick second. I'm gonna close my office door here. Okay, now what we're gonna do basically is we're going to chat about this biggest obstacle that basically freezes majority of real estate investors, either from growth, if they're already experienced, or either the newbie, if they are basically just starting and they think, I used to think that in order to start in real estate, I would, it was only for a special class. I thought that you had to be rich. I thought that you had to have a great job, great credit, that you needed all these things. And it was interesting because, as I became, further knowledgeable, and as I started hitting my head on the wall and really understanding, it was interesting because I realized that you don't need that. I realized that what you truly need is very few things that I can count in my one hand. And that's exactly what I'm going to share here with you today. So, okay, so welcome to the Real Estate Talk Show, 5 p.m. here. We're transmitting from Modesto, California. And for the ones that don't know me, just know this, a farm boy from a farm town that was born in San Francisco but raised in Mexico, that came back to America at the age of 8.5. And, I wasn't born in a silver platter or a rich family, but yet a humble family that was a hardworking family. And, I decided that I wanted it to not only get out of the rat race, but that I wanted to make sure that I wasn't part of the problem, but I was part of the solution. And to be able to get my family out of the scarcity mindset, the poverty mindset, the majority of people out there are faced on a day-to-day basis. Now, I'm going to tell you this. It's simple, but it's not easy. And simple and easy is two different things, okay? Easy is when you don't face any obstacle and you just, people that are lazy want things easy. Simple is knowing what to do, okay? Knowing what to do and willing to do it, okay? Is when, okay, I know what to do because I know that it's going to take work. I know it's going to take, obviously, it's going to take an obsessive mindset, especially to get rid of the old crap that we're programmed. And that's what I had to do. I had to work more in myself than anyone else because the problem was myself. The problem was the philosophy, the thinking, the being inside of me. And that had to change in order for everything else to change, okay? Now, I will suggest that you look, deep down in your own inner search and inner self, and you'll discover, basically the same thing, okay? So anyhow, I'm going to show you the 5-letter word that is the biggest obstacle of almost any investor out there. And you know what that 5-letter word is? That 5-letter word, it's money. Money. We all think that we need money. We think that we need money to invest. We think that we need money to, to make money. We think that we need money to buy real estate or buy cars or buy food or buy, anything, right? If you want AirPods, you need money. If you want water, you need money. We always believe that we need money. And I got news for you. The answer is yes, you do need money. Okay, yes, you do need money. You were right on that. The question is, whose money? Because I can tell you that it does not have to be your money. Understand that. That five-letter word paralyzes, freezes, stops majority of the newbie investors of getting into the game. And it stops, freezes, confuses the heck out of the experienced investor. In other words, if you're experienced and you're watching this webinar with me here today, I can tell you one thing. You know what? Money is what's holding, basically, you think you need money and you think that that's holding, you think that because you don't have the money, you're not growing your business. And one of the things I can tell you is the following thing. The money doesn't have to be yours, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm going to share the six-letter word that is going to solve that issue. I already gave you the five-letter word that is the biggest obstacle, which is money. And money is holding a lot of people up because, once again, we believe we need it. The answer is we do, but it doesn't have to be your money. It could be somebody else's money. Understanding how to raise capital, understanding how to, connect with the right hard money lenders, understanding using leverage, debt as leverage. When you understand those things, it gives you heck of a lot of amazing, not only acceleration in your business, but growth as well. And let me just share a story here. I got a very good friend of mine, extremely successful in real estate, and he's never raised money. He's always used, his own personal money. And it's interesting because, when he sees me do what I do, the other day he was telling me, Raul, oh my God, if I had started raising money or if I had started using other people's money from the very beginning when I first started investing in real estate, I would have been so much bigger, so much ahead. And that's exactly what I'm telling you. That even when someone considers himself or herself successful and they're not using other people's money, you're being selfish. And let me tell you why. Because if you have the ability to help others how to make money work for themselves, powerful. So you don't need the money. You need something that is called courage. You need courage to make things happen. You need courage. Now, you may be asking, and I know there's going to be a lot of questions, and we're going to have towards the end a session for questions and answers, and more than welcome. Go ahead and make them when we arrive at that stage. But understand the following, ladies and gentlemen. You will need the courage. The money will appear, okay, if you have the courage to be good in four things. And I'm going to talk to you about those four things here in a while. And I'm going to show you case studies of deals, real deals that we have recently done that can show you that they were done without my money or without your money. So understand this. Understand deals can happen, without your money. Yes, it will require money, but it doesn't have to be yours. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to share with you how is it that you can do it then, okay? Now, the six-letter word that is going to solve that issue. First and foremost, I got to bring it here now, because if I don't, then you will not get the entire picture, the entire panoramic view of how I view it from this side of the scale, okay? So the problem is a five-letter word. You think you need the green, the money. The solution, six-letter word, which is belief. You got to believe that deals can happen with none of your money. You got to believe that you, okay, and I'm talking about belief, okay, belief. You must be in a state of belief. Believe, for God's sakes, that you are able to do deals without your money. You could either put a deal under contract and do what is called a wholesale. Wholesale is when you sell the contract. Do you need money for the deposit? Maybe $500, $100, $1,000. whatever that is, $5,000, whatever that is, doesn't matter. The question is, does those $5,000 has to be from you? And I can tell you straight out, it doesn't. Those 5,000 or 1,000, or like I like to do it, I do it with $100 when I'm dealing directly with the sellers, or, I usually do the minimal 1% or less when I'm dealing with real estate agents. Now they may ask you that they're gonna want to make you do 3% or things like that. Well, I'm always going to try to do 1% or less, right? Now, you must believe, you must be in a state of belief that you deserve a better life, that you can make it happen, that deals happen with none of your money, okay? And it's not true that you need money to make money. It's absolutely not true. Whoever said it, however they said it, they were not thinking right. And I can tell you because of what I'm about to show you, okay? Now, if you do not believe, then you will not receive. You can only see what your state of mindset is in. If your state of mindset is in denial, you will not see it. I don't care if you got the solution in front of your face, you will not see it, my friend. But if you are in complete state of belief and you understand what I'm sharing, guess what? You're going to be able to see what you are in the state of, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is then you got to make sure that you are good at this four things. How many things? 4 things, okay? You need to make sure that you become great at searching, finding, creating deals. You're going to search for deals. You're going to identify deals. You're going to evaluate deals and put them under contract. If you're good with those 4 things, finding, identifying, evaluating, and putting them under contract, and I mean freaking awesome real estate deals. I'm not talking about the skinny deals. Skinny deals is not going to get you other people's money. Put it there. Put it in your notes. Skinny deals is not going to get you a lot of other people's money. You want money to come to you, you must get freaking awesome real estate deals. If you want freaking awesome real estate deals, then you need to become great at, searching for deals, okay, identifying deals and evaluating deals, and as well as putting deals under contract. You're going to have to become good at it. Why? If you find a deal, let me give you my formula. I like to buy them personally at 70% of the ARV, of the after repair value, whatever that is. And the ARV, the after repair value, is very subjective, ladies and gentlemen. Very subjective. What do I mean by very subjective? This is what I mean. What I mean by subjective is that if you ask anyone from real estate agent, appraisals, and other investors, everybody's going to give you a different opinion and a different price. But I always go, especially now that we're on changing market. Right now, the market is changing, and it's always changing because it's changing the buyers and sellers sentiment. So currently, I like to get only 3-month-old comparables. And I like to make sure that when you buy, you're buying with a conservative ARV. Meaning, I don't want the top highest, the one that sold on spring, and the highest comparable that is out there, and that's what my house is going to be worth. I don't do that, because we're not on a market that is continuing with the expansion. Right now, we're in a market that, to my opinion, at least for October, November, December, January, we're in a contraction market. That may change. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm going to listen to what's ahead based on previous years. And to me, the market has taught me that from October to January, we are in a contraction market, okay? So that tells me that I need to give conservative ARVs, okay? So to make the numbers very simple, and you'll understand here in a moment, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna share, so 70% of the ARV minus the repairs equals the, what I call IO, initial offer, okay? So it's right here. 70% minus repairs equals IO, initial offer. Now, provided that the ARV of the property is from $250,000 and up. If it's from $250,000 and less, I usually prefer to start it even lower, maybe 65%. Why? Because believe it or not, the lower the price of the house, the depending on the area, depending on where the person is, sometimes it will require, there's not enough profit built in any little movement. It will create some issues. All right. So now my numbers are not, one formula fits all. It doesn't work that way. But at the same time, I'm not paying 80%, of the ARV minus repairs like at one point I used to do. Okay. That changes how, the formula changes with how the market changes. So you need to be versatile to understand that. And it's simple. It shouldn't be that hard. Okay. So understand this. I'm going to showcase you here a property that we did. And I think I'm running out of battery here. Okay. I'm going to showcase you. Yep. I'm running out of battery. Give me a second here. I got to connect. I should have connected earlier, right? Anyways, I'm going to show you a property that one of my students, and she's probably here with us today, Miss Elizabeth, who should be here with us. Maybe she is, maybe not. And she got this deal, okay? And I'm going to showcase it because I think it's important to understand. This property, understand here, I'm going here, okay, look what it is. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, okay? 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Yep, she's here. There you go. Hello, Miss Elizabeth. I'm going to be talking about you here, so hopefully that's fine with you. 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1,017 square feet. Was purchased for $150,000. That's what Redfin says, okay? And if we go back, if we go here, look at here, okay? This was September 5th, 2009. 150,000, that's how much it was purchased at. Now look at what Redfin says. Redfin says that it's $453,000, okay? Now, the way I find the comps in a very non-complicated way, and this was built in 1913, if you notice here, in a non-complicated way, because it shouldn't be complicated unless we make it so, okay? Picture this. I'm gonna go to the comps here and see, I'm gonna have to remember that it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, 1,000 square feet, that it's built in 1913. And then I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna start searching for something similar. Look, 3 bedrooms, you notice 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. Oh, this one is actually very similar, $510,000. This one, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, but it's a little bit bigger. It's got a nicer character. This one, and this is San Leandro. If you notice, this is already in San Leandro. This other one, it's in Oakland. So we gotta watch out, because if you notice, this is Oakland, this is Oakland. Oops, sorry. This is Oakland, this is San Leandro. So of course, San Leandro is gonna be a little bit more pricier. And see, this one is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 1,024 on 104th Street. 104, 510, 3-bedroom, 2 bath, a little bit larger, and 500, 515. So you know what? This is probably the closest. I'm going to say this is the number. This number sounds about right. Now, I'm not saying, notice this, I'm not endorsing that Redfin is perfect and you should go and do that. I'm just going to say, okay, this is about 450,000. Okay. Now do the formula with me. Just do the formula with me for a moment so that we can all do it together. $450,000, okay, times 70%, okay, minus, this is probably about plus or minus $60,000 to $75,000 of renovation, okay, plus or minus. If you guys want, we can take the highest number. Either way, doesn't matter. That means $240,000. Okay, that's where it should be, right around where it should be purchased at. Now, picture this. She bought it. Okay, she put it under contract. She then brought it to me. We partner up, but yet look what she did: $150,000. Now I want you to understand that that's way less than the formula. You want money chasing your deals. You want other people's money. Make sure you become really good at it. Make sure you become great at searching deals, identifying deals, evaluating deals, and putting them under contract. She put it under contract and told me, Raul, you know, and she didn't use her money. She didn't use her money. She didn't use her credit. She didn't have to show if she had, you know, any assets. You know, she didn't have to do anything. Basically, it was as simple as that. Now, you may say, well, Raul, where do I find the money? Well, first and foremost, I want to tell you one thing. If you got deals like this, okay, that fit within the formula and you don't have the money, bring it over to me. I could be your money source. I could be your resource to making those deals happen if you're really serious about it. Now, if you bring me a skinny deal, you know, like the other day there was someone that sent me a deal and said, hey, Raul, you know, the ARV was crazily inflated, okay? And the person said, well, you know, it's $850,000, that's the ARV, and they're letting the property for $800,000. You know, there's $50,000 equity, you know, profit. I said, dude, there is no deal there. I mean, a deal like that will never have money chasing after, okay? A deal like that, you're gonna have to beg for money. Now, if you wanna beg for money, get skinny deals. But if you want money to chase you, you know, get freaking awesome real estate deals. How did we did it? Well, guess what? What I personally did on this deal, okay, is Miss Elizabeth was very clever and very smart. She said, I'll bring it to Raul, and then I'll let Raul put the loans that he needs to put, and then that way I don't have to do none of the loans. So, you know, I'm very grateful that she thought about myself and that she brought it to me and told me about it and said, hey, let's make a deal happen, right? So understand the following. Now, I put a first and I put a second into the deal. I put a hard money, a hard money lender on the first loan, and then a private money lender on a second position, okay? So the interesting thing is this. If you understand, it was purchased for $150,000, okay? The hard money lender lent me 90%, which is $135,000, plus 100% of the renovation, 100%. Now, what I did is I went and raised $25,000, you know, for the 10% down payment, for the 1.5 or 2% closing cost, for the holding cost, for the operating cost. It all amounts to about $25,000. This is a 3-month project, okay? Now, do you think, would you lend me money on a deal that that we bought for $150, that is worth $450? Honestly, give me a number 2 on the chat. If you will lend me, if you had the money, would you lend me $25,000 on this deal, you know, on second position, you know, will you lend me that money? Put me a number 2 on the chat. Let's see who would lend me this money, assuming you got the money. Be sincere, be cooperative with me, okay? Who will lend me the money? Santos says he will lend me the money, okay, Mr. Santos. Okay, Stephanie says she will lend me the money, okay? David, lend me the money. Do you guys see that everybody will lend me the money? Now, let me do this just so that you understand. If the deal, if we had it under contract for $375 and it's only worth $450, would you lend me the money now? Now, who will lend me the money if I have it for $375 under contract? You're going to be second lien position. It needs $60,000 worth of renovation, and the ARV is $450. Stephanie says, hell no, no. let me share why people have trouble finding money. Because their deals are not stunningly great. Stunningly great. I'm not talking about, you know, skinny deals. You know, skinny deals is not going to work, ladies and gentlemen. You got to have enough buffer so whatever the economy does, you're not bound to being hurt by an economic shift, but you're bound to thrive regardless of what happens. Okay, that is important. Guess what? This deal was cleaned. We spent about 35, 50, about 3,600 bucks to clean it all out. It was a mess. It stank like crazy. I mean, this thing was a mess. A mess. 3,600 bucks. That's how much it cost us to basically clean it all out. And what we decided, we were this close on starting renovation. We were this close when, somebody came in and said, I'm willing to buy it from you guys. We're willing to buy it. And guess what? Guess how much they actually bought it for? Who wants to guess? Now, Miss Stephanie, I haven't shared how we got this deal. This is what I called relationship deals. And what I mean by that, it's basically, and people think for one weird reason, our scarcity mentality kicks in. Oh, that's once in a blue moon and here, there. No, it's not true. It's only once in a blue moon when you become, when you become obscure. And I'm about to talk to you about one thing before I enter into my other case study, because I'm going to show you a case study of a $5.360 million purchase. We just closed on a almost $5.4 million. And I'm going to show you exactly the same path. It was done with no money. But guess what? Both of these deals off market, okay, relationship. I had the relationship with Miss Elizabeth. We, get along really well. She has attended to, my, obviously my real estate programs. And she told me about it. She says, hey, Raul, I got this deal. I coached her, she asked me what should I, how should I go about it? I coached her. I told her a little bit of how to, do certain things. She had, a great grasp on it. And it was interesting. She blew my mind away because I gave her a price and she actually got it for a better price. So, there he goes, a lady boss, doing some serious deal finding. Okay. So anyways, it was through a relationship. In this case, me knowing her and she knowing a friend that her friend referred her to the seller. So it was, me knowing her, she knowing her friend knowing the seller, and the seller basically referring Miss Elizabeth to the seller. Okay. So there you go. It's about building relationship. Okay. Now, having that said, this property got sold for $338,000. You do the math. I mean, it doesn't show. Redfin still doesn't show yet when we sold it, but we sold it probably about 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks after, or something like that, or maybe 2, something like that. But doesn't matter. Do you think? Now 338 without renovating it? Okay, we sold it. We cleaned it. We did clean it out. We did clean the yard. We did throw the entire debris and garbage that the property had and things like that. But now, before I enter into my last case study, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make you a very special, offer, because I know one of the things, and I'm going to give you one of my secrets away in this webinar. Hopefully you pick up on it. Hopefully you understand it. Hopefully you get it. This is the thing. The number one problem that I see my real estate fellows, my real estate folks, investors with experience, with zero experience, they're barely starting, or, people that in general, even if they got a lot of experience, the number one challenge that I honestly see is that they don't have enough great deals in their pipeline. Okay. Now, that means that if you don't have enough consistent flow of amazing, great, stunning deals in your pipeline, then it becomes harder for you to land on deals. It becomes, it's almost like it plays with your mindset, because then you start to believe that no, this is not as simple as it is, or no, you know what, and then your mindset starts to go from yes, I believe, to a scarcity mindset, from abundance to scarcity. And one of the things that I discovered, okay, is that if I was going to do something great, that I needed to become a master at it. So one of the things that we decided to do based on what I just shared, because a lot of you guys think that, always, Raul is magical, he's a genius. And I'm no different than anybody who's hearing this webinar, who's watching this webinar. I started like many of you with zero experience, and I can tell you straight out that people don't understand that I am a very introverted person. You may disagree otherwise. That's okay. I know myself at a deeper level, but if it takes for me to be exposed, if it takes exposure, the biggest challenge that I see in my fellow real estate investors is that they don't have enough flow, great flow. And the problem behind it, it's honestly one simple word that is called obscurity. And obscurity is the real problem. A lot of you guys, for whatever reason, you're not connecting with the world in a faster fashion, even though the tools are there, even though a lot of what we do today, you see it and you use it, and unfortunately, you're not maximizing it. And let me tell you what is it that I'm talking about. We developed, a partner and I, Mr. Jason Bussi and I, we developed something that is called bizgrowthmastery.com. It is for the very first time that we're doing something magical. And I mean magical because a lot of people know about LinkedIn, Instagram, social media, YouTube, mailing lists. A lot of you guys know about those things. But knowing and not doing is the same as being ignorant. Knowing and not doing, knowing and not even exploring and getting yourself educated, it's even worse. It's too expensive if you're not using social media to your advantage. And let me share why, because a lot of what's happening, a lot of growth in our business has been because of social media, has been because we've actually done, from pay-per-click, from Google ads to different types of advertising using obviously the social media. So we created an event which is called Digital Marketing Domination. It's going to take place in sunny San Diego, October 26 and 27. It's a Saturday, it's a Sunday, and you can go to the website bizgrowthmastery.com and you can see obviously all the 9 different experts that are going to be contributing, from Twitter to LinkedIn to Instagram to YouTube to Facebook. And as a matter of fact, I want you to know this. Some of those people, I use their services personally. Now, this is the thing. I need to know enough to know how to employ people. I don't need to know everything, but I do need to know the power behind it, the strategies, the generalistic 50,000 foot view. If I don't, I'm leaving a lot of things on the table. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not giving you just, I'm not speaking out of hot air or thin air or whatever. Make sure that you invest. This is the event that I can tell you, I paid, last time that I attended to one, I paid $10,000. Okay, this was, I think it was on Dallas, Texas or Austin, Texas. I went to a 2-day class. It took me 10 grand and is nothing near than what we're going to be showing you from 9 speakers who are experts in every field that there is on the main social media. Now, why is that powerful? Well, it's powerful because I told you that the number one problem is obscurity. So if you're not using a social media or digital marketing to grow your real estate investing business, I can promise you there's always going to be some sort of suffering. And the reason why is, how do you think I found the buyer for this property on 6th Avenue? How do you think I found it? Social media. It was social media. How do you think I found, other buyers and other sellers? Social media. You don't know certain websites that we have. We have multiple websites that we use. The reason why I don't give them away, which I am going to give them away at the event, it's because I don't want people clicking on it and costing us money just because we got a whole bunch of curious onto saying, okay, let me see what website, Properties 180. Well, that's the face, that's the company. But there's other websites that we market, obviously, for sellers. And there's also, things that we do for buyers. So you need to understand behind, if you don't get the power behind social media, I get it. Invest yourself $2,000, okay? $2,000, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna show you here the page. Hopefully I can bring it up here. Hopefully you can see it. Look, I'm gonna show you bizgrowthmastery.com. It's Digital Marketing Domination Conference. You're gonna hear 9 different speakers, 9, okay? And you're gonna be able to pick one bonus out of these 3 bonuses. Everybody gets the Biz Growth Mastery secret Facebook. In other words, you're going to be a part of a Facebook group that everybody's going to be able to share ideas, questions, and things like that. That's super cool. And we're going to be there, obviously, to help you. But you're going to be able to choose from 3 bonuses. Bonus number 1, a VIP mastermind dinner, where we sit down personally with you to help you explode, expand your business. Doesn't matter what type of business it is, okay, by the way. Or second, you get the 500K Deals online seminar, professionally recorded. I think it was 3 days of full recording, or 2 days, I don't remember. But people paid $2,500 for that event. You get it absolutely free. You can choose that one. Or a professional recorded video, sales video that you can obviously get. You can get to, you get to choose one of those 3 things. Make sure that if you haven't done so, invest in yourself. One freaking awesome real estate deal that you get, it'll pay off for the whole thing. And the good thing about it is, we're going to record the whole thing. We're going to give you access. You're going to have a full year access basically to this recordings, from Digital Marketing Domination Conference. Keep in mind, look at the speakers lineup. We're going to have, Mr. Jason Busey speaking about Twitter. He's got over 700 followers. We're going to talk, you're going to see Joe Cobb, specifically talking about LinkedIn. Many people are not using the power of LinkedIn. I started using it about close to 2 years ago. I started, ramping up heavily on social media. Obviously you're going to see me there, but you can see me here every week, although this is going to be strictly on, specifically on digital marketing, okay, that I've never spoken about anyways. Now, you're going to see John, who is an influencer on marketing, Mr. Arun on video marketing, Jerry, you're going to see it on Instagram. You're going to see Ty on email marketing. You're going to see John Cooper on Facebook, and then you're going to see Avi on PPC. Now, every single one of these people knows their craft at a super high level. So my advice, invest a little bit in you so that your mindset can fill in your pockets, okay? Then I think it was Benjamin Franklin said that if you invest in your mind will obviously make you rich, or something like that. But you get the point. Now, I'm going to get back to, and I'm going to share, as a matter of fact, give me a second. I'm going to stop sharing it here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share the website, because I want to make sure that everybody gets it. It says bizgrowthmastery.com. Okay. Now, if you haven't done so, get it. Go ahead and invest in you, because the best way, how do you think I've gotten better? Is not by chance, it's by choice. It's not by chance, it's by making the choice of taking courses, of attending, to seminars, of getting connected with the right people. You're going to be able, what the funny thing is? You're going to connect. Listen to this. What you need It doesn't matter what it is, even in digital marketing domination conference, the context that you're going to get, the basically knowledge that you're going to absorb, the contacts, knowledge, the community that you're going to get, and it's going to blow your mind away. Because a lot of this that you say, I don't know, I'm too old, or I'm too young, or I don't got the money, or, I'm going to tell you this much. If you don't got the money, this is the time to invest. You know what totally disturbs my freaking mind is the fact that there's people paying $100,000 to go to the university, and they put themselves into debt for almost a lifetime, but they're not willing to invest, in a 2-day conference, as an example, on themselves. That I can totally guarantee you that outside of being a doctor or an astronaut, or a lawyer, or a surgeon, or things like that, or an engineer, or things like that, but even so, if we're in business, and I want to feel that, and I want to think that I'm talking to solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, or business owners here in this webinar. Guess what? Invest in yourself, because the true education, comes from the one that you actually master for yourself or create for yourself. Okay. So just wanted to share that with you, because you're going to be seeing it and hearing it. And I think that we've never, done something like this. And I wanted it for you to know, because a lot of my buyers comes from here, and a lot of my sellers as well. We've done business in many other, states as well, that you may not hear from me, often enough, but you're going to start obviously hearing, and you're going to start obviously seeing it yourself as well, for whoever takes the opportunity and the choice of improving themselves. Okay. So I get to see you in sunny San Diego if you decide to go, which if you don't, it's going to be way too expensive if you don't attend. All right. Now I'm going to shift gears here for a moment. I want to show you another case study. This time, I want to show you property that we recently closed, okay, in the city of Modesto. Give me a second. And this is the property. It's a 40-unit building that we recently closed. And I'm going to show you some pictures. There's 32, okay, 32 of the units are 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, okay? And 8 of them are 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. Look at this property. It's a beauty. And you see myself taking pictures there, right? It's a beauty. It does need a little bit of, CapEx, some repairs. We just closed this baby last week. It's got a nice swimming pool for the community, for our residents. And this is only 9 blocks, about 9 blocks away from headquarters right now where I am, okay? And the reason why I show you is because this ties back to what paralyzes majority investors. What paralyzes them is the money side. And yet it doesn't have to be your money. Even for the Biz Growth Mastery, or the Digital Marketing Domination Conference, it doesn't have to be your money. It could be someone else's money. You could ask for a loan for that. That's probably a loan that you're going to be able to pay back much faster with one deal. The only reason you may not get it is because your mindset is probably scared that you won't do what it takes, right? And if that's the case, well, you know what? At one point, you're going to have to build courage, because if you don't, I don't know many people that are living a great life being courageless, right? So this is the property, and I'm showing it to you because, I decided to name it. Currently the name of the building, it was called Wedgwood Apartments. I named it Thrive Living Homes because they're so big and they're so homey type that I said the residents that live here in this property, they're gonna feel great on living a thriving life. So I decided to call it Thrive Living Homes. Okay. Now this is the property. Okay. Now, if you notice, this is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath property. It's just 1 bedroom here, another one here, and another one over here. And then, you know, it's got a kitchen, it's got full-size kitchen, it's got, you know, it's pretty cool. They're really, really nice. Anyways, enough of that. I'm going to show you the numbers now. I'm going to stop sharing there the screen. I'm going to show you the numbers. So that asset, we bought it for $5,360,000. Okay, we bought it for $5,360,000. Okay, and because the deal makes sense, remember what I said? If you find a freaking awesome real estate deal, you will be able to get other people's money. Listen at this. The hard money lender lent me 85%, okay, 85%, basically, which is $4,556,000. That's what they lend me. And then what I did is I went back and I said to some private money lenders, would you guys lend me $900,000? So add them both. Go ahead and add them both. You know, I'm going to do it here with you. Whoever does it first, put it on the chat. $4,556,000 plus $900,000. That's $5,456,000. And I bought it for how much? $5,360,000. So I actually got a check back. Now, this is to prove you that he works on little deals and he works on bigger deals, okay? So I got a check back when I closed escrow on this thing. Now, how in the heck can you do that, Raul? Well, with the value add that we're gonna do, with a value add, how we're gonna do value add? Well, we're gonna do new roofs. We're gonna, you know, the roofs are shot, so we're gonna get new roofs. We're gonna have to repair the pool. The pool is, you know, it's got some work to be done, and we're gonna be doing new landscaping. That's all on the outside. In the inside, you know, you notice that the building is fairly new. It's built in 1994. Because it's fairly new, it doesn't need a whole lot other than paint, floor, and little accessories here and there. So each unit, we're probably gonna put, you know, only 19 units needs some light renovation, about $3,000 each, okay? Now, because rents are gonna go up within the next 3 to 6 months, okay? Either via RUBS, and if you don't know what RUBS is ratio utility billing system, either via RUBS, you know, is that the income that we're going to increase the income of the asset, and on other sections via, you know, a couple of vacancies that are there. Now, once we do that value add from the renovation to the increase of revenue, okay, right now this property produces $458,000 a year. We're going to take it to produce $700,000 a year. Then this asset is going to go from a 5.360 to a $8.5 million, around about, okay? $8.5 million, around about. Even if it's not, and if it's only 8.1, 8.2, I won't get mad. Now, do the math. If it's taking us 5.3 million or 5.4, round it up, 5.4, and the value is 8.4, let's just say, or you know, let's do it even better. Let's just do 8 even. What is that? 2.4, right? Now, if we're gonna put into it about $200,000, in reality it's 2.2. Potential profit. This is gonna take us about 9 months to about a year. That's if we were to sell it. We don't plan to sell it, but that's if we were to sell it. What I want you to focus is not about the deal that I got and how much money I'm making. Forget about that. Forget about it. This is about you. Why is it that there was hard money lenders and private money lenders willing to put their money? Why? And the only reason I can think of is because if you notice the disparity from 8.4 to 5.4, there is a gap there of, I don't know, do the gap. I don't even know, you know, what is it? 8.4 minus 5.4, almost $3 million. Now, let me ask you this. If you had the money, will you lend me $900,000, okay, on an asset that in about 6 months from today, it's going to be worth over $8 million bucks? And if I don't pay you, you keep the asset. How did I got this asset? Again, relationship building. A lot of social media. As a matter of fact, these people, the reason why they brought me this deal is because they told me, says, Raul, shoot, you know, I can't get away from you, man. You're doing your freaking social media stuff that it's almost inevitable. I mean, I open my Facebook and I see your freaking ad. I see you and I see you and I see you and I see you. And it was through a email that, well, they contact me. They said, hey, Raul, you know, we noticed that you're very active, obviously, in social media. Okay. And then I sent them an email, you know, after they contacted me on another property. And my email at the bottom has a PS. It's got like, hey, you know, if you got multifamily, blah, 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 blah. But how it all started, how it all originated is they've been watching what's happening in social media. They've been watching and they've been saying, hey, you know, you're all over the place. Well, that's what social media makes you look like. Now, pay attention to it, because a lot of people, oh, no, I don't want to pay $2,000. Well, I just show you a deal that's going to make $2 million. Do you have an abundant mindset or do you have a broken mindset? Because a broken mindset will never invest in itself. An abundant mindset will always, hands down, say, let's do it. Because 1, 2, 3 nuggets that I take, 2, 3 contacts that I make, you know, relationships that I, you know, create are gonna pay off. Keep in mind, okay, you don't become rich from a simple transaction, but you can become wealthy through a relationship. And see, that's exactly the difference from the differences of different mindsets out there. So anyhow, just wanted to share that with you. Make sure you go to bizgrowthmastery.com, and you know, I wish for you to be there so that we can get to know better at a deeper level. And if there's anything I can help you with in your digital marketing aspect, more than happy to help you. I'm very well connected with people that have, you know, not only the great grasp on it, but I can tell you one thing. As long as you're playing it safe, and as long as you're being obscured, and as long as you have a scarcity mindset, it's not gonna work in a very major way to you and your loved ones. Okay, so make sure that you make the time, make the space. I'm gonna go ahead and take some questions now. If there's any questions, this is the time to get it done, ladies and gentlemen, and more than happy to answer. Okay, so who wants to go first? Anybody has a question? Hey, I'm going, where's the location hour? Hey, Miss Stephanie, congratulations. Awesome. We'll get you the location. We'll make sure that we send it to you by no later than this weekend, so you can go ahead and reserve everything. So congratulations, welcome on board. All right, any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions regarding what we spoke here today? Can you give me a general idea of the effect of bonus depreciation cost segregation? Dominic, great question. I hire professionals for that. And all I can tell you, just out of guesstimate, on the 40-unit building that I just bought, I will probably get about $1 million worth of write-offs. So extremely powerful. Once again, I'm very generalistic, but I hire very specific. And in this particular case, that's what they told me. They told me, Raul, you're probably going to get about $1 million on bonus depreciation and cost segregation. How does it work at a deepest exact level? Honestly, I don't know. I do know that it exists. And the reason why I'm investing more heavily and heavily in multifamily is because if the downturn hits, which I think it will at one point, then we need to be in a cash flow position. Beyond that point, if you don't have multifamily, I'm already know that a lot of people are paying extremely high taxes. Okay. Raul, how to join your mentoring program? Regis, great question, Regis. I don't have yet specific mentoring program, but I'll give you a quick little secret. I don't have it yet. I do have levelupnowacademy.com where you can buy one of my programs, and what I can tell you is this: bring me a deal, and the best way to get free coaching is if you bring me a deal that makes sense. For now, eventually, we may have obviously the coaching programs, but not yet, because we're not set up. And I just want to be real and upfront with you. All right. So that's the best way. But great question. Can we start with a deal like a personal or have it be in an LLC? You can start it either way, David. Either way you can start it. If you know that you're going to make real estate a career, and you know it, and you know that it is a career for you, I will do it from an LLC. But nothing holds you from doing it at a personal level. Today, I don't do nothing at a personal level, but that's just me. But you can do it from both. Okay. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Going once, going twice. And it seems that nobody else has a question. Congratulations for being here with me today. We get to see you next Wednesday, 5 p.m. It seems like there's way much more people connecting at this time, just like I had suspected it. So that's why we actually changed it to 5 p.m. because I knew that we were going to be able to contribute, and we were going to be able to give back to more people by doing it at 5 p.m. So congratulations for being here with me today. Get to see you soon. Go ahead and invest those couple grand, on a magnificent sunny San Diego event that we're going to have this coming, actually this month. I was going to say this coming month, this month of October. We get to see you soon, all right? So congratulations, welcome to the 5 p.m. Real Estate Talk Show. We get to see you next Wednesday. Have a great one. Bye-bye.